It was ruining everything. This fixed me. Hi, welcome to this video. I have a week off work. Yay. And I want to read a lot of books this week. We'll see how that goes. I've downloaded a bunch of books to my e-reader, so we might make a TBR at some point to like help me decide what to read. Got The Isle of the Silver Sea, Red Queen, King of Scars, which I actually have physically, The Ornithologist's Guide to something, I don't know, I put it on the screen or something, Crimson Moth / Heartless Hunter, Emily Wilde's Guide to something, Vow of Eternal Night, which I saw at the warehouse, which has really cool sprayed edges, but I don't want to buy it if I don't like the book. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, The Elsewhere Express, which I saw at Paper Plus and has really cool cover, Mistress of Bones, which I also saw there, and Wild Reverence, which is by Rebecca Ross, and I've read. She has that duology, and I've read the first one, but I didn't want to read the second one, but I did like it. Like, it made me cry, but it was almost like too much. The stakes were too high for me to read the second book. So those are the books that I have downloaded on my e-reader to read. Oh my god, I should not have touched my hair. My nails are all coming off. I'm like waiting for them to naturally end their lifespan and caught under my hair really badly. Okay. Oh my god, just touching it again. I have like an obsession with touching my hair. Anyway, so those are the kind of vibes of books. I also have a few on my shelf. I've had this book since Christmas and haven't read it yet, but I hear good things about it online. I'm just worried that I'm not gonna like it. And then I have Mate by Ali Hazelwood somewhere, and I also have a bunch of books by T. Kingfisher that are like rereads that I've bought as physical copies. So I have like a range of options. Right now I'm reading King of Scars. It's nice and shiny. I have had this downloaded on my e-reader for like a really long time and haven't picked it up. And I'm honestly in my physical book era right now. Even though I've just said I've downloaded all those books, it was just an easier way to do it rather than relying on library books. But this was in the library, so I got it out. I started it on a few days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. The first chapter really got me, really hooked me. Second chapter, great. Third chapter, I was like, ugh. It's set after the Shadow and Bone series and after Cuckoo Kingdom, Six of Crows. I have no idea what this is about apart from that it's about Nikolai. So I've read the Shadow and Bone series years ago, like literally probably 5 years ago at this point. I only remember vibes, like it keeps referencing Alina and I don't remember what happens at the end of the third book. I don't know where she is. They're kind of talking about her like she's dead. I don't know, she might be dead. And Nikolai is in that series. I don't remember him at all. He is referenced in this that he proposed to Alina. I don't remember that. I remember good vibes around him, but I don't remember anything. I guess he's the king in power after the Darkling. And Zoya, I think was also in that series, but I don't remember her. But I'm reading it basically for them because there's pining already, which I'm really enjoying. There is a lot of like political stuff, but I think I just need to push through and get invested because I loved Six of Crows and Cuckoo Kingdom. I loved it. Was really mid about Shadow and Bone, but I'm like, maybe this could be another Six of Crows moment for me. So I need to like push through because Nina is in it and Nina is in Six of Crows. So if I'd read it straight afterwards, I would have been invested in Nina's plotline, but I'm not because it's been so long since I read it. Nina's plotline I remember the most because, you know, Matthias. If you know, you know. I have no idea what happens in this book. I don't like reading the back of books because they always give away the inciting incident, and it's way more fun not knowing that. So far, Nikolai is the king. He's trying to like do the best for his country. Zoya is there as an advisor. There's tension. They're like flirting but not acknowledging that they're flirting, and the Darkling has like cursed him and he has this monster inside of him who like goes out and kills people at night time. Zoya is like one of the only people who knows about it. Meanwhile, Nina is somewhere cold saving Grisha people and trying to find somewhere to bury someone of importance to her. I'm not really sure about that plotline yet. I'm mostly invested in. It says this book is damaged. I don't know what's wrong with this book that it's damaged. It's really not that bad. I had it's kind of like maybe it was waterlogged at some point. Maybe that's what it means by damaged. So I'm enjoying this so far, and like I feel like I've made a good chunk. I've made good progress. That's that. It's Saturday for reference, so we'll see how many books I can read this week. I don't know if I really want to go like hard into reading or like take it easy, because like I've read a chapter and now I'm ready to do something else. So we will see. This apple crumble is so good that I just got a whole second bowl with like way more. I had all the ingredients that I needed, surprisingly, according to the recipe I was using. A lot of them have been in my cupboard for like a long time. So hopefully I don't die. It tastes really good. I don't really believe in expiry dates for some things. If it looks okay, it doesn't smell funny, like I don't see the point in throwing that out. I'm watching an 8-hour long video about The Office and I'm on nearly hour 6. I've been watching it for the last 3 days. I'm really enjoying it.
I enjoyed that, but this culminates in the deleted scene. This is the deleted scene. Jim took, he had some jury duty, so he took off. They come to find out skipped and pretended like he had unloaded up there. And I
I'm on chapter 25 today. I've already read a bit, but today I have a total of 140 pages left, minus the pages I just read. I'm on page 383 now and there's 510 pages. So my goal is to finish this today, which I think is very manageable. So I'm gonna try to get at least halfway before I even stop, if I can't just read it all in one go. It's like, what are my thoughts on it right now? It's good, like it's readable, but I wouldn't say it feels bingeable. I'm reading it because I want to, but not because I feel like drawn to it, like I can't stop myself. Like it's not like I have to read this, I can't do anything else. Like I could easily do something else right now. I just really want to finish it so I can read something else. It's good. I am enjoying all the characters and their little plots. It doesn't feel like super high stakes. Even though it kind of is meant to be high stakes, it doesn't feel high stakes. I'm really hoping that Nikolai and Zoya kiss before the end of the book, because there's a lot of unspoken tension between them where they obviously like really care for each other and find each other attractive, but they're not stepping past that. So I really hope they do before the end. And then Nina is like in the north here. I said something about how it's snowing a lot. She's like something cold and she's going to rescue a bunch of Gracia that are like in a Handmaid's Tale situation. So that's a bit yikes. But I've come to like her plot, because at the beginning I didn't, but I like it more now. And she's made friends with this girl Honey? I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I'm getting a lot of potential romance vibes between Nina and Honey, and I really hope I'm not imagining it, and I really hope they kiss as well. So hopefully there's 2 kisses. I don't know how likely that is, because this isn't really a romance, it's more of a fantasy, but there's at least 2 pairings where they could kiss. And Nina is hiding a lot from Honey, but they just have really good tension, and they obviously like, they're just going on. Nina goes on about how beautiful Honey is. It's like, are you gonna kiss? I hope so. And also there's kind of a plot twist, which is why I looked at the camera like that before. Which would have been a better plot twist if you'd read them like super consecutively, because someone shows up who's like wronged Nina in the past and like who they're related to. It's kind of crazy. So that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. That chapter, how many chapters are in this? 38. I wonder how many words this is because it's 500 pages, which seems kind of long. I'm wondering because I'm currently writing. I haven't really shown that in between because this vlog's meant to be about reading, but I'm 3/4 of the way through my second draft and I'm already at 90,000 words, and my first draft was just under 90,000, like it was closer to 89,000, and now I've still got 1/4 of it left to write, and I know that's going to get like way bigger because I didn't really know what I was doing the first time, and I'm already at 90,000 words, so I'm quite paranoid about how long it's getting because I don't want to have to go through and cut things out. So I'm like, how many words is this book? Because I'm only on chapter 25 and there's like, I think, yeah, 38 chapters. And I'm already on like chapter 36. So are my chapters just shorter? Because it's going to be at least 50 chapters. But this already seems like a big book. So I don't know. Maybe Google will tell me how many pages it is. How many words it is. How many words it is. I've also got my Lando Norris energy drink, which I did pick because of all the energy drinks I had in the fridge, this seemed like the one that Nikolai would like the most. It's giving a Nikolai energy, like he would like something like this, you know, with the leopard print pipes. I could also totally see Nikolai and like a fanfic AU racing in F1. He has that energy about him. Not that I've ever read that fanfic before, I've never felt the need to, but I can imagine Nikolai in that situation. I'm really not sure about that ending. It feels kind of annoying. I don't know what fans of like all of the Grishaverse books would think. I don't know. There's no kissing. No one kissed, which sucks. And there's like another barrier now between Zoya and Nikolai. So maybe Nina and Hane might kiss sooner. I do want to read the second book now because this ends really crazy, even though I have something else in mind that I want to read. So it didn't take me that long. I don't know what the time is. It's 1 p.m. and I started reading at like 11 or something. I'm not sure. I feel like I would only give it 3 stars, which is completely fine and average, which is kind of the way I feel about it right now. It's Tuesday. I've had a very slow start to the day, which I guess is the point. I am 27% through. It's pretty good so far. I really like the writing style a lot. I wish my vocabulary was as big as Tasha Suri's, because it's not. Like, she uses words that I know, but not words that naturally come to me when I'm writing. I'm a bit jealous. It's a reincarnation story, which I actually quite like. My story I'm writing is also a reincarnation story, kind of. It's about the witch and the knight who, in their story, they fall in love, but the knight has to kill the witch. And so, and they're like reincarnated. They live on the Isle, which is kind of like England, but not. And the Isle is magic and held together by all these stories, and people are reincarnated and live out those stories. Our main characters are both incarnates, which are people who be reincarnated, and one is the knight and one is the witch. So they already know at the beginning what their story is, and then like other shit is going on. There's like someone's like plotting to harm them, I guess. I don't want to say too much because I watched a reading vlog and someone else kind of said a lot, and I was reading the first act and being like, I wish I didn't know that. It's still good though. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be like gut wrenching because they're gonna fall in love knowing that they have to die at the end of their story, but also like they have no choice. The magic is like holding them to the story, and if the story doesn't happen, like the isle, the land they live on, will like die from what I get. I've got my rice risotto for breakfast and I'm just gonna keep reading because I have 5 hours to go. I don't know how long I've actually been reading this for. I hate how touch receptively bad the Kobo is. Okay, I have actually been reading it for 2.8 hours. It's not misjudging that it will take me that long because it started out saying it would take me 7 hours and now it's saying 5, so I have been reading it for that long. I've finished 94 books on this. That's kind of crazy. I've had it for a while now. I haven't finished a book on it in a long time. I don't remember what the last book I finished on it was. We are gonna try salvage this vlog because I was reading The Islands of the Sea and it was slowly making me want to die. And I was like, I'm gonna have to scrap this whole video because I'm in such a bad mood. But I've started reading something else. I got 65% through The Islands of the Sea and I was just getting to the point where I didn't care. I didn't care what was happening to the characters at all. They could die. Am I running out of space? There's like a red thing. I don't know. Sorry about that. I was gonna say, both the characters could have died. They did die. And I didn't care. Because it wasn't like a permanent death. I think the thing I don't like about it is that it's very plot driven, not character driven, because these characters, the witch and the knight, are reincarnated of their past versions and they have to fulfill this tale. Like this magic of tales, like controls the land of the Isle, which is basically England but not, and they're like beholden to it, so they don't get to make any of their own choices. They're just stuck in this narrative that they don't want to be in, and I just feel like I can't really root for them. Oh my god, Slinky's over here. Can you see him? Hello, Slink. I actually can't, I think he is there. I can't really tell on the camera because of how black he is. Watching me. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I didn't really feel invested in the characters, and then I didn't really feel invested in their love story either because they're like fated to be, I just realized Shrek is behind me and that's really funny. They're like fated to be together because of the reincarnation, so there's no choice to fall in love, they just instantly do, which at first I was like, no, it's because they're reincarnated, it's romantic, but it just feels like something's missing for me. I'm not enjoying it. I think I'm just gonna DNF it. If I feel the need to go back to it, I will, but I don't think that I will get the urge to go back to it, and forcing myself to read it was not good. It was ruining everything. Ruining my holiday vibes, so I've stopped. I have another book that I'm reading now, but I don't know. There it is. I'm reading Paladin's Grace by Kingfisher. I have read this before and loved it a few years ago, so I bought the series hard copy and I'm that far through. I'm on page, oh smells good, 151, chapter 22. The chapter's really small. It's like cozy, whimsical fantasy, but also like quite high stakes in a low stakes way. There's a murder mystery plot, but it still feels really cozy and low stakes. It's mostly just the vibes of will they won't they between these two characters. In the story it's Grace and Stephen, and Stephen is a paladin of a dead god, so his god died and he's just been like torn up since that happened, and he, like, the god gifted them magic, I think, to where they go into like this berserker rage and kill people but for good, like they would be killing like demons and bandits, I think they were saying. But then since the god died, there's the risk that they'll go berserk and like the god won't be there to like pull them out of it. So he's like all torn up inside about his god being dead and the fact that he could like hurt people, but he's actually like a giant softie. Grace is a perfumer with a traumatic past. She like grew up in an orphanage and apprenticed under this perfumer guy who was like horrible, and then married a guy who was horrible. So both of the characters, I think Grace is like 32 and Stephen is more like late 30s. It's quite nice to read a story about mature adults. Like, it's just a different vibe. Not that I don't like younger, but it's just a different vibe. And it's really funny. It has really good humor. I really like the way it's written. Like, it's really humorous, which might be adding to the cozy low stakes vibe. And there's like all these side characters. There's this little, it's called a kevet. I don't know if that's based on anything real. You can see him there. His name's Tab, and he's like a cat, but he's like part badger. Like, he's kind of like a badger but a cat. And obviously I love this. I'm really enjoying it. So the vibes are back. I'll probably finish this like definitely before I go back to work. So I'm not sure if I want to read another book in this vlog or not. We'll see. I don't know how long it is. So that's how we're going. Doing much better. Sorry to Tasha, is that her name? Tasha Suri. Sorry. Sorry. I just couldn't get behind it. I know what she was trying to do. She's trying to do like the importance of telling stories, and also I think a little bit about like colonialism and the government controlling what stories are told, and that's bad, which I agree with. Like, you know, don't ban books, which I think is kind of like a theme. I see where she's going. It just wasn't for me. It might be for someone else, but it wasn't for me.
Ridiculous.
It's Saturday, which nicely makes this a week, so I think I'm gonna stop documenting my reading, even though I already know what I want to read next. I finished this last night. Loved it. Loved. I also had the 4th book arrive. Funny, because I first read this in 2021 and I gave it 4 stars. I've upped it to 5 stars because it's perfect. There's nothing, like, this is just perfect. It's everything I like in a book. It's funny because I said in my review that I really liked Marguerite and I hoped that the next one was about her. I don't remember any of the stories at all because I believe I've read all of them. There's 4. I believe I've read all of them. I don't remember the plot to any of them. There is a subplot about an assassin who's chopping off people's heads. I did vaguely remember that, but not, like, only remembered that there was an assassin. Like, there were people dying. That's the only thing I remembered. So apparently the key to rereading your favourite books is to take 5-year breaks in between reads, and I won't remember what happened. I can read this again in 2020, oh my god, not 2020, 2031, and maybe I won't remember it. I haven't. I loved it. Anyway, I said in my original 2021 review that I hoped that the next one was about Marguerite. This one on the back says it's about Marguerite, which means there's 2 other books in between. I think Paladin's Strength is next, and I think it's about Estevan, who is in this he's like best friends with Stephen. Okay, what are my actual thoughts about I really liked the ending. I liked it because, as I was kind of saying, it's kind of high stakes but it feels low stakes. Like the primary objective for both Stephen and Grace are the fact that they like each other and they're not sure if the other one likes them back. Grace is conflicted because she has like trauma of everyone, of always losing everything and never really keeping people, and Stephen has trauma because he thinks that if he gets too close to her that he risks hurting her because of his berserker powers. And the tension between them is really good. The banter and the humor and the emotion and the softness between them is really sweet, and I just love that because I love a romance. So I like that the romance is like the main thing that they're both thinking about, even though there's like an assassin cutting off people's heads in the background, and then there's this plot about like, I don't want to give it away, I'm not going to say. There's another plot going on as well, but it's just so good. And then I thought it was funny because I was reading the author note at the end, acknowledgements, and it's just T. Kingfisher going on about how she intended to write the sequel to Sword Heart, which I love, and I also have up there and need to reread it because I read that in 2021 as well and don't really remember anything apart from the fact that it's about a man who is trapped inside a sword. I just remember loving it. She wrote in the acknowledgements of this that she meant to work on the sequel to that, and that instead she got distracted and wrote this. Turns out she got distracted and wrote 4 of these because the sequel to Sword Heart is coming out this year. It says it's coming out in August and I can't find, I found one place to pre-order it, but I want to pre-order it from Book Hero, and Book Hero don't have it yet. But the cover's really pretty. I'll put the cover here because the cover for Sword Heart is really pretty and the next one's Daggerbound and it's also really pretty. So I'm excited about that because I loved just the concept, the idea that it's like this magical man being who is trapped inside a sword and he comes out of the sword and then is like, I guess, like a servant to whoever owns the sword. I don't really remember, but I remember loving it. So I love TK thing, I don't always think it's TK. I love T. Kingfisher. I think she's actually one of my favourite authors of all time because it's just cozy and fun and humorous and I love the vibes. I love what she's doing. So this fixed me. I got so close to being in a reading slump because of Island of Sea. I had really high hopes for that. I really thought I was gonna like it because it kind of reminded me of The Everlasting, which I gave 5 stars. I read a bunch of 1-star reviews and it was really validating. Made me feel like I wasn't the only one because it has a really high average rating on Goodreads. So the next book I'm gonna read, I'm pretty sure it's this one. I think it's the next one. Also, she dedicates all the books to her husband, which is really sweet because the first one said it's for Kevin and then this one says still for Kevin but more so. Saint of Steel series, yeah, Paladin's Strength is the second. So I think we've got Estevan and some badass thick lady there. That's gonna be good. This is my next read. They smell so good. And like the characters have so much depth they did in the first one, so I'm really interested to see how that continues because that's something I would struggle with if I was writing them, to like differentiate the characters to feel unique. So I'm excited for that because I just trust T. Kingfisher. I keep wanting to say TK. T. Kingfisher. I don't think there's anything else I needed to say. I kind of black out when I'm talking. I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog and have a good day or good night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!